Alright guys, so it is 12:11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, June 7th, 2026, and today we
Six,
are
seven.
going to be doing something that we haven't done in quite a long while, and that is streaming a Falcon 9 launch. I'm gonna switch you to scene 2 real quick so I can focus on
Our last Falcon 9 launch was, let's see,
it. Alright,
definitely a year ago.
please be quiet, you know we're streaming. No, you're not. Nope.
August 2nd, 2024 was the last time.
Yeah, well, that's a long time.
So, the launch is at 12:24 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, and that is T minus 12 minutes and 12 seconds. I mean,
Alright, so the launch
yeah,
is. How long? Hold on. Case it stop, please. How long? Probably for like 30 minutes. But you're not gonna be loud at all. You won't be talking.
Can I be a part of it or no?
No. Alright, so I thought the launch got postponed, but luckily it's just a Vandenberg launch, so that's why there was no NSF stream on it. Um, so yeah, I guess we'll just have to wait until their stream comes online. But anyway, 12 minutes, so currently they're in fueling of, or at least locks loading on both stages. And the purpose of today's launch is for, internet for a lot of places. And yeah, how do I put this? Starlink is a low Earth orbit constellation of internet satellites that go for the approach of many small but mighty ones instead of a few big and very mighty ones high up, so that they can have low latency and, like, of course, what do you call it? Redundancy. And yeah, that's basically the whole point of it.
double OT started, by the way.
Huh?
Double OT started for a second. Trying to find.
Double OT, let's see what's going on. Oh boy. Alright, well, we don't really have anything to do until the stream comes on, because, like, oh, SpaceX just went live. But it is currently at 21 viewers. We'll see that skyrocket, of course.
My count isn't talking. Subscribe, like, share
Hopefully
on
you can't hear
everything.
me opening my snack. It's just a Fig Newton bar. So here, I'm gonna satisfy Chase real quick. Next major milestone is probably, I think, engine chill, because rocket engines are obviously very hot, but they also get really, really cold in some places. And to make sure that the engine doesn't get thermally shocked, they preemptively flow a little bit of liquid, or at least a little bit of the propellant through it. I don't even know that's accurate. They say that engines get hot in some places, because considering the fact that they use regenerative cooling, there is not really a chance for any part of it to get hot. So, nonetheless, to avoid thermal shock, they preemptively flow a little bit of propellant through the engine just to avoid, stressing the materials, instead of having an onslaught of, like, gallons per second. Now, after that will be transporter, or the strong back retract of the transporter erector. Basically,
What am I listening to?
I don't know. Uh-oh.
Is this the? Is that their intro?
No, but I don't have it on. Now I do.
Dude, what am I listening to?
I have no idea.
I'm listening to Casey's live stream, bro.
Oh, okay.
I'm not streaming.
Yeah, you are. You have
Oh,
been.
sorry.
But basically, this whole thing that you can now see on your screen retracts. And with the Vandenberg infrastructure, it retracts basically almost all the way to launch position, if not all the way. But on the East Coast launches from Cape Canaveral and whatnot, they retract slightly, and then throw back at launch.
Wait a
But
minute. Get it how you live it.
but what you can
Sorry.
see here, are some rainbirds and the pad infrastructure. The vehicle is currently frosty because it actually uses very cryogenic propellants, and they super chill them further than just their liquid point to condense them as much as possible to keep as much propellant on the vehicle as possible. The thing is with the vehicle, you can't really wait after filling them or stopping the filling to launch because they will slowly boil off. Because even though, yes, the entire thing is basically one temperature, the wind and the outside atmospheric pressure will eventually cause it to boil off, or the outside atmospheric temperature. As you can tell, I'm very rusty on streaming for Falcon 9 launches. And yeah, I'll probably sound like this if you go back on one of my older streams.
Yep.
These were the very first Starlink
Who's
customers.
fired up for this launch?
Starlink customers.
They were the first
With
Starlink
Starlink,
customers.
we didn't have to compromise on where we live due to the lack of technology.
The minute they turned it on, we could stream a movie, we could video chat, we could.
Oh, that War Thunder! Chase!
Bro.
War Thunder on a SpaceX stream. Jason, look! Jason! War Thunder, SpaceX stream.
Here.
What is that?
War Thunder.
I've seen that on one of their promos before. I think it's like a Panzer 3, I want to say.
War Thunder.
He didn't even get the kill.
Why are you so invested?
It's just funny because
War Thunder.
why War Thunder of all things would they be playing? My chair is creaking. I need
Yeah,
to find
I
some
know.
spare screws for it.
War Thunder.
Okay, can we maintain composure, Jace, please? As you can tell, the first stage has a lot of soot on it. Now, hold on, let me swallow my food. This is because it uses a carbon-based fuel, and when they fly, or when it flies through its own plume for re-entry burn, and I guess somewhat for the landing burn too, it sticks to the surface of the rocket. The reason that Falcon 9, at least right now, is so successful is because
Falcon what? Sorry.
Shut up. Falcon 9 is so successful right now is because they can reuse most of the things, Kason, really, that are launched. You can see also the fairings have a bit of soot on them, but they obviously don't have, or hopefully rather obviously, don't have enough space in them to hold propellant, other than, of course, RCS propellant. But they have parachutes, and luckily they're not traveling too fast, so they can kind of just angle the right way to the atmosphere, and then parachutes will do the slowing down after the atmosphere, burn. I don't know what booster this is and what flight it's on, but it looks like it's gotten a pretty moderate amount of flights. The second stage is the only thing that's not reusable about the Falcon series of rockets. That is one thing that Starship is aiming to deal with, is that everything needs to be reusable. I'm sure Starship, if it was in some other form of just being fully reusable, will be done now. Not fully reusable in the ambition that they want, if that makes sense.
No, that doesn't.
They're being way too ambitious. They're not too ambitious, but at least for the timelines, they're being a little ambitious. Because they could probably have already had something fully reusable by now if it was on the scale of Falcon or something like that, not on the scale of Starship. But apparently they have a 99.9% of uptime.
Sorry.
What did you say, Chase?
You didn't mute my mic.
And you can see the strong back retract obviously is occurring. It transports it completely horizontal from the hangar and then raises it vertical. This whole thing is transported horizontal.
By the way, our next major milestone is the launch. Just had to.
Nope, actually,
Make sure.
there's many things in between here and that. Okay, stage
Whoa.
1 lock load is complete. That's one of them. And then after this will be stage 2 lock load completed. Then terminal count after startup. And yeah, I don't know where my other AirPod went. That's very sad. The thing goes boom,
If I lost my AirPod, I'd genuinely be like
crying.
going crazy.
Well, I'm trying
'Cause,
not
like,
to
I lose-
because composure.
I lose mine all the time, but like they're either like in my bed or in my desk or something. But like,
They're probably my because I've had them for like a few hours.
when I can't find them, I get
Whoa,
really
look at that
sad and I
pattern.
like literally flip the house in half. Sorry.
I think there's a vent on the other side.
T-minus
T-minus 2 minutes.
Jason, stop. You're not part of the stream. But there's a vent on the other side, and it's like
T-minus 2 minutes.
coming around the rocket and making shock. Jason, don't do what you want to do and be an interrupter.
And the lift off.
Yeah. I will be so sad if he does that.
All right, the Hurricanes lost.
You're lying.
Did they
Nope.
actually?
You're lying, right?
They lost.
No, no, they didn't.
Aw, man. I would say something else, but I'm on stream right
It's
now.
tied right now. What are you talking about?
Okay, we get it. He's lying, but please stop. This is important.
Me? I'm not lying.
They literally tied.
Alright, stop talking. Vehicles and startup.
Falcon 9 is in startup.
Yeah, listen to count. They're number 1 right now. Oh, no, they
Chase.
lost.
Okay, Kason, please stop talking. And we were waiting for the final go for
Launch director, go for launch.
And there you go. They can hold up to T-minus 10 seconds if they need to. Not if they need to, but if there's an emergency or something. But after that, it's completely autonomous, and if they do hold, there's no, like, hold at T-minus 10. They have to
30
recycle.
seconds.
We have to recycle the count.
Are we running out and seeing it?
We probably actually... No. Okay, so this is from Vandenberg. But good catch, Kason. Next time there is a Falcon 9 launch, we could probably go see it from Cape. At least if it's north. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, ignition, and a lift off of Falcon 9. Go SpaceX, go Starlink, and Godspeed Falcon 9. Wow.
You said non, like, enthusiastic.
I'm very tired.
And windy
I
chamber
am
pressure
very
is nominal.
enthusiastic, but I'm tired. And vehicle is pitching downrange.
Like
There's
what?
moisture on the
Let them
lens.
be tired.
No audio. Great stream, SpaceX. I guess that's the one time we're important.
Power and telemetry nominal.
News.
Vehicle supersonic.
Vehicle is supersonic.
That's my call out. So
Ooh.
I'm stealing your call out. Vehicle has breached maximum dynamic pressure.
Max Q.
Shut up. That's my kill.
Oh, you stole mine. You can see the plume expanding as there's less pressure holding it into a uniform cone. Next major milestone will be stage separation. And then...
And back chill.
or actually MECO, and then stage separation, and then second engine startup 2, or 1. And then
Yeah,
just a
do
little bit after that, fairing separation. So there's 4 events in quick order. After stage separation, this booster, which I do not know, will be heading to land on, of course, I Still Love You, SpaceX's West Coast drone ship. And we're approaching MECO.
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 Stage separation.
Falcon stage separation confirmed.
all what?
And back ignition. Grid fin deploy. Fairing separation confirmed, I believe.
Not confirmed.
Well, I saw. Yeah, there we go. I can see them in the distance now. I thought I saw the engine wobble a little bit, so I assumed it was confirmed. Wow, that's a. Wow. Look at stage 1 cam.
That is great.
You know, they've really been lackluster with their Falcon 9 stream since like 2023. It's just gotten lower and lower quality. I don't even think they have a host for it anymore. They haven't since like 2024. They just let you listen into the background callouts. Which, you know what? I get it if it's something to do with scheduling. But I would low-key take over, gang. I thought y'all wanted youth interested in spaceflight. So, unless I'm doing the math here wrong, you can see that it's losing all of its vertical velocity, but now it's probably going to start gaining it. Wouldn't this mean that you have roughly 7,343 miles or kilometers an hour of sideways velocity? Not particularly exactly, because it's probably like surface relative or orbit relative, and there's a difference between the two, and I don't really understand it completely. But yeah. From what from the little telemetry that they are giving us, both stages continue to look like they're on a nominal trajectory. The next major milestone is the entry burn of Falcon 9, literally fighting fire with fire. And that's, like I mentioned, how it gets so sooty. Basically, it flies through a cloud of its own soot, and it points its engines in the direction that it's going, so that it may slow down. And that's better. It's better to fly through its own plume than to have it face the raw atmosphere. And it's below the Kármán line again, so it's technically no longer in space, but the effects of something like the grid fins would be negligible at this altitude. I'm really struggling to tell what I'm looking at here. I'm sure that they're trying to use some sort of thermal camera, but that compression is crazy, gang. Just put a light facing down the raceway and then have a normal camera, you know? And we are coming up on the entry burn. And the entry burn has started. And it seems to be 131. And that was an insanely bright flash, but obviously the camera was just trying to correct. I think that's why it got so noisy. It was really, really, really trying to show you literally anything that there was, but it couldn't see anything. There was nothing to show you. So it was just exposing the frame as much as possible. And the only thing you can kind of make out the grid fins every few seconds because there's like sparks of plasma. And yeah, you can see the grid fins getting brighter and brighter despite the really bad camera quality.
I mean, bad camera quality. It's great.
Yeah, for the second stage,
And
and now you cannot see them so much now that it's slowing down to its, or at least it's getting closer to its terminal velocity, which, you know, for the last few kilometers of flight, that's about 1,000 kilometers an hour exactly. Sorry, it's probably closer to like 900. And Falcon 9 landing burn has started. You can see the grid fins now that they're at a slower speed. They have to do higher corrections or harder corrections for the same amount of effort, so they're starting to wiggle a lot to fine tune their trajectory. And vehicle is diverting over to the drone ship. And
splashdown.
Falcon 9 has landed.
Already?
Don't they call it splashdown, or is that in the water?
That's when they go in the water chase.
Well, it's splashdown.
And finally, the next major milestone is second engine cutoff or SECO. After that, they cut off their stream, and so will we.
Hey, we will stay streaming for as long as we want to.
And the vehicle has had its engine shut down. Let's listen in for a nominal orbital insertion.
You mean assumption?
Nominal orbit insertion.
And that's good news. Nominal orbit. So unless Chase wants to keep streaming for some reason, I think it's our time to say bye.
Wow, that was pretty fast. Usually I feel like it took us like an hour.
Yeah, well, do you have anything else to add?
No, I mean, there's really nothing else to do.
Alright,
So I
if you enjoyed
guess.
this, please like,
Do you
share,
want
and
me to end it?
subscribe. Subscribe, rather. And Chase, you can end it.
Alright, thank you for watching, for whoever's watching. Like, subscribe, share, follow on Instagram, and everything.
And Bubby's out.
Wait. I don't understand, Callan, like, so it'll catch up? What do I press?
Nothing. You just wait for a minute. It should be okay now. We have had a few dropped frames now that I look at it. That was probably in the beginning of the launch, though, because, no, they're not dropping.
Well, hold on. Wait a minute, because it's like a 30-second delay.
Okay. Yeah, guys, we've probably waited long enough, but it's just like the YouTube delay. It'll catch up. Should I just end the broadcast now?
Yeah.